Morning. Today I'd like to talk about the laminate form, the Collier laminate form, which is kind of in a strange place. But let me just go over this very simple laminate analysis. Here I have just a solid laminate, one component. I've actually chosen a series of laminates. These, in this case, it's discrete laminates. And they vary between thickness of 0.0099 and 0.1485, and there's 20 laminates, and we have some loads. I'll just show the stress. So I'll show the load. Maybe just the stress is easier. So we have roughly 6 KSI of NX, we have a tiny bit of NY, and we have some NXY. And if we look in the FEM viewer, it's just simply a plate with a laminate. And all I'm trying to do, which I've already run this example, run it again. I've picked the max strain failure theory for this laminar analysis. Strain 1, strain 2, and strain 1, 2. I have a margin of 4.57, so it's a very simplistic composite analysis. And as I've stated before, I go through these tabs and there's no strain analysis. We have to go to the stress report to find out how that margin was calculated. But one thing I wanted to show, let's go to the Dimensions tab. If we go to this discrete laminate and we edit the discrete laminate, we can see the Hypersizer chose a 12-ply definition of this AS4. This is the layout down here. Perhaps not very realistic because we don't have any 90s, but I just used the generator from the Collier discrete laminates. So up here you can see an analysis button, which is a very obscure place for analysis under the materials form. You click on here and we have the laminate analysis and effective laminate properties form. I often forget this is actually here. Now, the interesting thing is this form does not use the loads from the analysis. So I just ran an analysis, but as you see, there's no loads in here. This is kind of like having a little calculator on the side. It's a hand analysis. I know what these laminates are. I can put some loads in and I can calculate some stiffnesses and margins. What surprises me is why this form, or why something similar to this form, isn't one of the primary tabs, because at the end of the day, this is a composite analysis software, and really this is the primary screen I wish to look at after I've done my analysis for each of the components, with the loads either from the FEM or the loads that I applied in the primary form. And these margins here should correlate with the margins as shown on the form I just showed. So that said, I'm just trying to make you aware that we do have a laminate analysis form, but you have to put the loads in yourself. So for example, I could put NX and NXY and say compression ultimate, mid-plane, 72 degrees, max strain theory. Here's the ABD matrix. What this form is very useful for is to figure out your laminate E1, E2, and G12, these 3 numbers. We also have a flexural elastic engineering constants, and it calculates some effective laminate allowables. They're not real allowables because we're doing laminar analysis, but it's just saying an effective laminate allowable if we were to have a laminate. And the one thing that I do find this useful for is for this failure envelope. I've chosen the max strain theory, and with the allowables that I've placed in, you can see this contour. This is my zero margin around this envelope, and it shows if we have a mixture of shears and axial, etc. These are effectively my margins at each of these locations. We have a strain plot too, and we have failure analysis. It calculates the margin on each of the plies. So what it's saying here is the minimum margins on ply 9 on the top. So the whole point of this very short tutorial is to say, hey, Hypersizer does have an laminate analysis form. It's under the material properties form for the laminates, and it's a standalone. It doesn't integrate with the main analysis. And as I said, my primary comment is, hey, this is really what I want to see when I do my analysis. This is maybe a little slightly different to what we have here, because we're doing a ply-by-ply analysis, but I think this form has been around for at least 10 years, and it has been updated a bit to include the correction factors, I think, but it's not fully integrated into Hypersizer. But just as a summary, this is the button here, Analyze, under the laminate creation form. Click this one here. Alright, thank you very much. Very short one, but I just wanted to show you that form. Thank you very much.